boys and girls. Today in social studies, we are still learning about economics, but it's going to be with a focus on farms and how that impacts and changes the area. Our learning target for this Tuesday, December 8th, I can locate land that could be used for farming on a map and read informational text about farming in the past and now. So I can identify ways it has changed. I will know I have it when I explain how it changed the physical environment of North America. Our focus today, using geographic tools to locate farms and explain how it has changed over the years. You all remember those geographic tools could be a map, a globe, or a photograph. We learned about those geographic tools and used those at the beginning of the school year. Let's look at some vocabulary. Remember, a map is just a flat drawing of a place or a part of the world. Globe is a three-dimensional model of the earth. A photograph or a picture shows how something or someone looks. Geographic tools are those maps, globes, or photographs that we use to learn. Farm, an area of land and its buildings used for growing crops and raising animals. Past, events or ways of doing things before now. In education, they used to do things a lot differently than they do now. So everything changes in time, but a lot of the time, most of the time, those changes are for the better. Present, the moments right now. We are learning about farming and how it has changed over the years. A geographic tool such as a map or photograph can help us determine if the land is flat to raise crops or livestock on. Farming hasn't always been the way it is today with the huge machinery like tractors, hay balers, trucks, and trailers to haul livestock and equipment to other locations. As we look at the map together, try to locate where you think a farm might be. And I've included this map, but I also like this map. I found this map about corn production. So it says United States corn production. And look where most of the corn is raised in the United States. Do you remember what landform that is? Is it the plains? That flat area of land that's fabulous for growing crops. And if you look, remember what part of the map is this? It can be color coded, or you could use words or symbols, but it helps the reader to understand the map. This is a key. So as we look at the key, the yellow is less than 145 tons of corn raised. But look at the lime green and the darker green, and then the really, really, really dark green. Those areas show there's different levels of corn. There's higher amounts of corn raised in those areas. And then the white is just not estimated. They probably don't even grow corn in those areas. So for someone to farm and raise corn, the area would have to be flat. This is cotton production. And I thought this was kind of interesting because the states in the United States that raises cotton are those southern states where the temperatures are a little warmer. but even there, it's different levels of production. And the farms would have to be on land that is flat, that can be flattened, and crops can be grown on those types of land. This is soybean production. And I thought it was kind of interesting too, because there's lots of yellow. So less than 40 tons are raised in those areas, but the greens and the really, really dark green, there are more soybeans produced in those areas. So again, it's that Midwest part of the United States, which is the Plains region of the United States. I just thought those maps were really, really interesting, because there's no way farmers could raise on mountains. They may not be able to produce crops. If it rains, which we all know plants need rain and they need water to grow, the rain may wash the crops away if they're on a hillside. So a hillside may not be the best type of land. And if it's a huge mountain, the farmer wouldn't be able to flatten that land and put vitamins and minerals back into the soil that would be good for the crops, and they could use that and grow. There are a lot of farms in the United States. There are over 1,000 acres. I live on a farm that is only about 26 acres. So my farm isn't represented on the map that I showed you here. There are a lot of small farms in Kentucky that may not be shown on a map either, because they don't produce enough crops. There are also many large farms throughout the United States. Okay. I wanted you to see how farming has changed over the years, how farming, when it started out and what farmers had to do. I mean, it used to be a job from sun up until sundown. Those farmers were working their crops, working their fields every day during the daylight hours. We have located farms on a map, and now I want you to read the PebbleGo article about farming in the past and now. We will discuss how it has changed and impacted our lives. I have inserted the PebbleGo article, and I'll put that in Google Classroom. Remember, the username is Dry Ridge and the password is Read. Now, with the PebbleGo article too, you have a choice. You can read the article through each screen and each tab at the top and just go from page to page. Or you can click on the microphone, the yellow speaker at the top of the words, and it will be read for you, and you can listen and follow along. But it is your choice how you read, but it's really, really good information. It's your turn to do the work. So turn to a blank page in your spiral notebook, and I want you to write one way farming has changed the environment in an area. How did raising crops on that land change, or raising livestock, bringing a herd of cows or goats or horses onto a huge piece of land? How would that change the environment? You can draw a picture and label that picture at the bottom of the page. Enjoy learning about farming. Grant County is a huge farming community. So enjoy learning about the changes farmers have gone through over the years and how farming has changed.